The U.S. has pulled out more of its workers from Guangzhou, China, after concerns that they may have been affected by mysterious health incidents that have affected American government personnel both in China and in Cuba. Initially, the U.S. said it had pulled one worker out of China. Now we know that a number of additional workers have been taken back to the United States for further medical screening. We don't know as much about what the U.S. workers in China have experienced as we do about those in Cuba that we discovered last year. But generally, people are experiencing different types of ailments, symptoms involving headaches, hearing different sounds, and other problems with concentration that have led to testing of their neurological systems. At least one U.S. worker who has been pulled out of China has been found to have mild traumatic brain injury, known as concussions. That's the same diagnosis that was given to many of the U.S. workers who were pulled out of Havana, Cuba. The U.S. doesn't exactly know what's happening or if somebody or a country is behind it. But we do know that China says it was not involved, doesn't know what has happened, and is trying its best to get to the bottom of it. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has brought together a group of government officials from the FBI, from the State Department, from the Energy Department, and from America's public health agencies to try to get to the bottom of what happened and make sure that it doesn't continue to happen. China says it's taking the situation very seriously, but the Chinese government says they've looked into this and cannot find any evidence or clues to back up what the U.S. says has happened. The concern here is that this had appeared to be restricted to Cuba. Now that we know that something similar has occurred in China, there are growing concerns that this could be a problem with no geographic limitations. It's something that American diplomats and others might have to worry about regardless of where in the world they're serving. This comes at a really fraught time for U.S.-China relations, with concerns over trade policy, as well as the upcoming summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Singapore. China has been very central to the whole North Korea debate, and there are concerns that a further rift in U.S.-Chinese relations could make a lot of Trump's priorities in Asia a lot more complicated.